ठीक आहे, हे क्लाउड वरती होतंय, करून टाक रेकॉर्ड.
Okay. Yeah. So we have started the recording. Okay. So basically, we will just take an overview of the Indus Valley civilization. So as we can see in this slide, that geographically, most of the sites that you can see Harappa, circle, then Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro is there at the Indus River's bank, and these two are main cities. And if you just can glance through the image, the geographical location of where the Harappan civilization, the cities were there, and what are the present day cities. So all 7 rivers are there. Yeah, 6 rivers. Saraswati is not shown over here. Indus is there. And since all the cities are based near the Indus Valley River, so this is Indus Valley civilization. Yeah. So we will discuss the timeline of the Indus Valley civilization. As we know that this civilization started in Bronze Age. We also have Stone Age and Iron Age after that. So the Indus Valley civilization can be traced from 3300 BC to 1300 BC, and it can be classified into two types. The first thing is primitive, and the second is the mature form, which is shown in 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Yeah, and the Bronze Age is from 3000 BC to 1200. So as we can see that Indus Valley civilization and all the civilizations of the same age, they are in that period. That's why we can classify it as a Bronze Age civilization. So anyone wants to ask any question or any doubt? If not, we can move to the other slide. Okay, so I have included this slide to just show the rivers. Yeah, so rivers are shown. We can see Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj, Indus. So the most of the region is Punjab, and now modern day in Pakistan. So this is the geographical area over which our civilization was based. Okay, so we will move on like when the Indus Valley civilization was discovered. So we can see that during British era, there was a construction of railways, and the first excavation was found in 1861. So if you can Google this, then there are three anthropologists and archaeologists you can see over there, and their names and the detailed history is also mentioned. So at that time, the Archaeological Survey of India was also formed, and they discovered this while building the railway line. Okay, so the Indus Valley civilization comprises of 5 main cities, which are the urban cities. So most popular cities are Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and there are other 3 as well: Dholavira, Ganjewala, and Rakhigarhi. So these 5 are most urban cities, and up till 2002, we can see there were 1000 Harappan sites which were reported. Yeah, this is the map in the mature phase, like when the civilization was developed and trading and everything was happening. So we can see that Mohenjo-daro and Harappa is highlighted over here, and the third city, Dholavira, we can see in Gujarat, which is near Run of Kutch. Lothal is also there. Present day, it is near Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Yeah. So we will find the significance of these cities in further slides. Yeah. So the most interesting fact which I came across, and also Bhargav mentioned over the group, that there is no conclusive evidence of any palace, temples, kings, armies, invasions, or battles. So we can see that as per the historical and archaeological findings, so this civilization was very much protected. Agriculture and all those activities were seen, and yeah, so there were very less disputes. So we can see good, well planned cities. Okay, so yeah, so the image which you can see at the above. So even today, the Harappan script, the Harappan language is still not decoded. And yeah, so these are the 10 symbols. So there was a script just like Egyptian civilization, and today we are unable to decode it, but still there are many efforts taken by the archaeologists to, yeah, so to find any other script which can, which we will able to understand the artifacts of that era. Okay, so the main cities were Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, and their population was between 30,000 to 60,000. And another interesting fact was that the Indian subcontinent, its population was around 3 to 6 million, like 30 to 60 lakh at that time. And today in 2020, it's 138 crores just in India. Yeah. So there was a, during those days, it was a good population, 30,000 to 60,000 in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so this is a picture which I came across. It is a Harappan skull. The skull identified at that region and of Harappan people. Okay, so this image, so this represents, it is a Harappan seal basically, and you can see that this is Pashupatinath, an incarnation of Shiva, which had a significance during that time. So this is the religious kind of a thing which we are able to see, and you can see all the animals are there, and he protects those animals. So this was a popular belief during that time. Yeah, we have glanced through many slides. Like, does anyone one want to express anything related to this or any question as such?
Uh, Hello.
Yeah,
Hello, I'm Paranjay. As we had discussed, we will be doing a different format for this meeting. I would like everyone to ask any random question or any question with uh, specific motive regarding to any particular historic, like whether you want to know what was going on in agriculture at that time or economics or anything like that. Uh,
yeah.
has anyone done any research or read or have seen any we had shared?
Yeah. So, Paranjal, let me clarify one thing. So, these slides are just there for reference, which will guide us for the discussion. So, if we want to discuss, then we can even skip few of those slides, and we can also ignore that content. But this is just for our reference, so that we can proceed with the topic. So, yes. So, if anyone wants to discuss, they can. Otherwise, we can move to next slides as well.
Actually, we had discussed na ki we will take a particular point and then we will talk it out amongst ourselves. That would be more better, like a brainstorming session as such.
Yeah, definitely we can have. But yeah, so what I decided, the topics which I wanted to speak and to elaborate. So for my purpose and my understanding, I just created a pictorial presentation. So this
Okay.
presentation is not a big deal. It is
Mm-hmm.
just just assume that I am expressing my points which I have researched.
Okay. I had jotted down few points. We can just pick one point and for informal discussion if we want. Uh, regarding anything which you might have researched or not, or a general discussion of what you think about that aspect. Okay.
Okay.
First one would be the significance of the Indus Valley civilization. Like why it was very important that this civilization is such a big part of our history. Anyone would like to say anything?
Yeah, if any participant wants to answer, then please go ahead.
We are just having a general conversation. It is not necessary that you might have prepared. You can just shoot a random point. It's okay.
Anything.
Hello, Atharva here. I have just one point to mark that Vaibhav previous slide was said that there were no temples or priest or anything. So where that Pashupatinath comes from? Because if there is no temple, priest or anything, they didn't even pray to anyone. Then from where that Pashupatinath image come at that era?
Very good question. So, the reason I have mentioned this statement that there is no conclusive event of palaces or temples. So, like archaeologically, like we haven't found that these people were that kind of religious. But yes, there was a divine feeling. Like the Pashupatinath is like, as you can see, that the Indus Valley civilization is there in the banks of rivers. So irrigation and agriculture was there. Cattle and animal husbandry was their core occupation. So Pashupatinath is a figure we cannot say as a religious figure. So it is a figure like which affects the animals, and animals are surrounded to that. So this is kind of a thing. But today we know that it is an incarnation of Shiva, so we believe in a religious way. But during those days, so yeah, so yes, so yeah.
So there might be some trace of that because if we now believe that he is incarnation of Shiva, then there, it might be come from there only. So there might be some evidence or some
Yes,
things
yes,
that they know.
yes. I would like to make a point here. Actually, there has been a few uh, findings about the kings present or the priest kings, as you can say. There have been a few idols discovered. They were I currently don't have any pic of it, but someone had shared a PDF regarding it on the group. So you can just check it out. I think so. Jaydeep has shared that PDF. Yeah, correct. This picture is of a priest king, as they've named it. He might be a very important person at that time, and not just one. There are about 25 to 30 of similar uh, idols present, and as we can see from the idol that they decorated life, they used to wear upper garments, etc. And we can assume that they were having a good lifestyle or such, or they were well managed and took care of themselves. And regarding the point of Pashupatinath, actually, if we refer to the Jain text, Shiva is also present as the first Tirthankar, known as Rishabhnath. You can also check it out on Wikipedia. These stories go bit parallel. Shiva is actually mentioned in a lot of ancient Indian civilizational or even in Egyptian text, etc. The concept of Pashupatinath is related to Shiva. We exactly don't know whether it was Shiva or the clan for Shiva. There are many theories regarding that, but Shiva has been a very central figure, and it is some text even trace Shiva to the fall of Neanderthals. It is said that uh, he was one of the last one of his species, and he was not from around here. So it might be speculated that he was a Neanderthal or such, because he's been said to be in Karpur Gaura, that is having a fair skin. Even Parvati, his better half, is also said to be of fair skin, and they had been traveling from far lands to give us knowledges. And if you look at the civilizational migration or human migration as such, we can have a bit of tracing that it might have been before this Indus Valley civilization. Hence, Shiva holds a important place, whether he was a god or a normal human or a Neanderthal, supreme being or alien. We really don't know. It's just part of theory right now. But yeah, he was important. And even
Yeah,
that Trishula, which is Shiva's main weapon, it has been seen along with Shiva's carvings in the ancient Harappan civilization. Actually, I have one photo. I will share it later. You can check it out.
yeah.
Okay,
One more thing.
so as per the discussion, we can say that the Pashupatinath or the Shiva is the main person of that valley who basically at that time the animal farming is the most I think is the main business, and those the one who saved animals or who protect animals is their main he is the main person of that clan. So
Yes, yes,
there is
yes.
we can
Yes,
go with that.
we can assume that we can say that here is very much possible.
I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
I think for them the nature was the god, and I think we are naming it now like it might be the Shiva and all the other god.
Yes,
Because one thing I would just like to
civilized.
add.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So as Paranjay said that even I came across the theory that Pashupatinath is a Jain Tirthankar called as Rishabhnath. So that is there, and this is similar. That image is very similar to the Pashupatinath, the concept. And today we can see that there's a temple of Pashupatinath in Nepal. So scholars have tried to find similarities between this between those concepts, and we can see this. Yes, and one more thing, that there was no monarch or king as such, but there was a place called as a citadel. So it was there in Harappa, and most of the activities were performed over there, and those elderly people, and just like today we have gram panchayat, so that kind of a thing was there for the town administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Harappan civilization also shares a few common traces with Zoroastrianism. There have been various findings of fire pits. Fire god or Agni is worshipped in Zoroastrian, that is Persian culture. There is a concept of good and evil which is very much popular in that religion as such, which is Ahura Mazda and who's the second one? Anyone? Angra Manyu, if you know. It is basically the very primordial concept of good versus bad. It is said that light is the and darkness is the bad part. Many teachings have been grown or cultivated throughout the years, but the basic concept remains the same. And in Harappa, there are been findings of fire pits extensively, whether they were used for cook or deity worship or such, we don't know. But there has been a bit of confluence between Indian Vedic culture or Zoroastrianism, or it might be some common culture, we can say, we can derive from that. That is from Harappa, other cultures also evolved, is what we can say. Hello?
I have something to share. Like there was one thing which I found, that the Harappan civilization had trade routes with the Mesopotamian civilization as well. So there are few differences which I found. This is the map of the Bronze Age civilizations. So in
Okay.
India we have in Indus Valley civilization. So there's another civilization in China. So yeah, so all the details were there, and Mesopotamia civilization was also there on the banks of the river Tigris and Euphrates. In Egypt, we can see the Nile civilization. So these civilizations somewhat have the evolved in the same era, and we have evidences that the Indus Valley civilization has trade and other relations with the present Iraq Mesopotamia civilization. This is what we have seen
Okay.
in trade.
This is very interesting. I see that the peninsulas or the Gulf parts are the main settlement areas, and we can see that they were aware of the importance of water or agriculture. If you assume there might have been some early signs of trade as well, as they were very much close to each other.
Yes, definitely. Anyone wants to
Well,
add
I have
something?
one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
If I'm audible to everyone.
You are,
Yes, you are.
As per the host says earlier that Mohenjo-daro didn't have a king system, monarch system, but at that time, the other civilizations do have the monarch system. So as per the time, what we can say, as per the time goes ahead, the monarch system gets much more stronger over the democratic system that Harappan civilization have. So how do they have that democratic system over that monarch system?
okay.
I would like to make a different point regarding this. There might be a monarch system present at that time, but considering the locations of especially Harappa, it was very much on the seaside. And there has been a theory that it might be a new site which they had been built for a port, but something went wrong. Some kind of river changing its direction or something like that, and the city just got flown away with it. It was like it was a new construction site which the builder built, but no one actually stayed there for longer time. And such kind of situation might be possible.
This
It
is
has
what
been referred from few videos. No proper research paper, just a speculation.
this is one thing, and one more thing I just wanted to add in this, that as we can see that the land which they had during that era, so the rivers were very fertile and everyone was having everything. They had planned cities, so they had the crops, agriculture. So as we can see, it was very prosperous, and in that case, generally, as you can see that the fertile regions of Punjab, so there is not kind of that kind of a dictatorship or monarch system which other civilizations had. So this is also one thing, and I cannot say in a guaranteed way, but all the Indian monarchs which we had, so they were mostly peaceful and mutually coexisting. So yeah, so this is just kind of human nature, that if I am getting everything, so peace is established in this line. So logically we can say in this case. But yes, there was a good administration, town planning was there, and we can see that.
Actually, there has been a lot of mishap too in the research process. The popular research which we know that it was a democratic city, etc. It might also be over exaggerated. Archaeologists to prove that they had some significant something found during that research. So exactly the date range bit for these findings is a bit large. It is said that it was formed around 11,000 BC or as such, but during that time there was some kind of uh, natural calamity happening in those river. It is quite doubtful. Even these problems were even traced back 25,000 BCs ago. So a lot of research is still needed to have a concrete evidence of whether it was particularly that time where these big baths and proper hallways, etc., were built. They might have been built later. It needs some research.
Yeah, so this is a very popular diagram. As said by the we can see that this is a big bath, and to this diagram because many of us have seen this in our history textbooks as well. So we can research about it, and the exact dimensions are mentioned. Are picture particular big where there
Hello,
are
Vaibhav.
activities. So this is highlight. We can also see. Yes, you were
आवाज
saying
येत नाही.
something. अच्छा, आत्ता येतोय
आवाज
का?
येत नाही. आला.
आत्ता आला?
हो.
ठीक है, okay. So we can see this citadel, and the reserve walls are built at one part of the town. So we can also see that there is a irrigation, and there are two kinds of houses over there. So yeah, so houses are built in exact lines, drainage facilities, and the yeah. So everything is the town planning is very good, as we can see over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to make a. Can I make a point?
yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to add that during the excavations, there was consistent report that if it was a administrated town or a settlement as such, there were not many guards present at that time, or the security part was very much laid off, which is very strange, and hence there was a conflict whether it was this system was definitely present at that time or not. Hence the controversy is still going on whether these findings are according to or are they being added by some later civilization.
Yes, you are right, Paranjay. So the things, the points which I am trying to cover is the based upon the archaeological evidences which we have. So that could be the right approach. What I feel in that case, because the archaeological sites which we have, so we can think and we can derive at a conclusion. But yes, definitely there are many people who are having difference of opinions, and so this is the point which differentiates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the system which or the settlement uh, map which you have shown, it looks like a very well architectured settlement. Hence, it is very astonishing that time did such a magnificent job, which even today many corp.
Yeah, This is a fact. But one thing I can say that town planning was good, and even it was an agriculture oriented society. So we can see these roots of our agrarian economy, which we are having. So this thing we can just conclude from this. So this is from Lothal, which is in present day Gujarat. So this is the drainage system which we can see. Uh, yeah, this is a site of an excavation.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have few images of the Harappan seals which they used to have. So what we can see, what I can feel from it, that this is a tribal culture and a good blend of a civilization. The Pashupatinath is present in top right. We are having animals, and even the art is also there. So we could feel like
Hmm.
what kind of a life they used to be living during those times.
Hmm.
And
Actually,
these,
there uh, quite a study about it that cattle, especially bulls or oxes, cows, etc., living the part of goats, etc., they have been a great part of influence in our culture, which we can clearly see in these seals.
yeah,
Hence, it can also
and
be said that Shiva, the Nandi, or other cow deities which we have, they can be easily related within that seal.
yes, definitely. And even I tried to find whether there is there was a concept of Trimurti like Brahma, Vishnu, or Mahesh or at that time, but I only found the thing which goes up till which relates to a religious thing, that is only Pashupatinath. So this is what I found. If anyone has found anything related to that, they can share. Also, these seals were used by the traders for
Hmm.
yeah, and barter system was followed. Yeah, this is
Okay.
another peak of those seals, and this is present day. It is present in London.
Okay.
This is there, and the diagram which we showed, that of a priest, it is present day. It is there in the museum of Karachi right now.
Okay. Others do.
Vedas are before this or after this?
Vedic civilization, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the Vedas, like the Rigveda era is in synchronization with this thing, but other Vedas are evolved after that. Rigveda is in Bronze Age. This is
Okay,
what
okay.
I know, but I don't have a conclusive evidence about this question. So anyone can correct me. But Rigveda was written during this age.
Okay. So any reference to an, such advanced technology or what we say now, because there are
Yeah,
some evidences of that. Any such
yeah,
advanced technology or something.
definitely we
I
have.
want. Okay.
Okay, so regarding the technology
As
part,
okay.
regarding the
Go ahead.
technology
Go ahead.
part, yeah. Okay, okay, so regarding the technology, what we can see is that this was a Bronze Age, and the statues and all the creativity. So bronze was discovered during that time. So it is an alloy, as we know. So regarding metallurgy and material science, technology was evolved during that day, and we can still find the artifacts. I have an interesting image in this slide, which we can see in the later slides as well. So during technology, this thing also, the irrigation and the reservoirs were also there in agriculture, and bronze metal was also used. These two related to metallurgy and material science. So during those days, we can say that furnaces were also there. And after this Bronze Age came the Iron Age. After the end of the Harappan civilization. Before that it was a Stone Age. If we can research about that time, then we can get. So this is a art form which we can see of that culture.
Bronze Age came before Iron Age. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
From the making of pots or other utensil, we can understand that our ancestors or that civilizational strata definitely knew the importance of water and irrigation.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a question that whale is a very important part of the civilizational uh, evolution, you can say. So, was there any depiction of whale in the Harappan excavations?
Regarding the wheel, like whatever I have studied, so I haven't found anything related to wheel. So if anyone has found something, then they can state. But those
Because
artifacts were
we
there.
can,
Yeah.
yes, we can just see the cattle, but they are not been made into any type of carts or pulling any cart depiction is just wondering whether we have anything on it.
Yeah, but what I can say is like we can see this pot, and the pot is made over the wheel, right? Like if you are aware about the making process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah, yes,
Hello.
yes, yes. That could
Yeah.
be
Am I,
a good
am I audible?
evidence.
Yes, you are
Yes,
there.
yes.
Yeah. So I had I had an input about the Brahma Vishnu Mahesh reference that you were talking. So what
Please
happened?
move.
My laptop suddenly stopped. The mic of my laptop suddenly stopped working, so I wasn't able to speak at the time. But I found an interesting research paper. Let me pull it up. Um,
Yeah.
I'll share it on the I'll share it on the WhatsApp group as well. But in that, I was researching about Indus Valley Civilization astronomy, and in that I came across one paper which discussed various symbols that they used for depicting different things in the sky. So what I read there was they used uh, they used for Venus they called it Brahma,
Okay.
and I think they called Jupiter. Sorry, the Mars they called Shiva, and Jupiter they called Krishna. So
Okay.
that is one reference that I found of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Krishna can be equated to Vishnu as well. I'll just uh, pull that paper up, and we can talk again. Let me find it.
Okay.
You can continue the discussion. I'll share the
Yeah.
screen once I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
which Paranjay mentioned. So this is a zebu oxen, which is depicted over there. So this we found out. We, yeah.
so
Card.
wheel was a part of that civilization. We can confirm that. Yes, we can see that from this
This is the
toy or artifact. We can see.
yeah, definitely. You can see that. So this is a zebu ox. Zebu oxen for pulling a cart and the presence of the chicken.
Mm.
This
We
is
can
another
also see that
interesting. Yeah.
from the Stone Age, how they have been transformed their art into modeling, especially from clay, and later maybe from iron or bronze, which we might have in the excavations.
Yeah. This is a reservoir of water. Yeah. And this is found. Sorry. Yeah. Just a second. I went few slides. Yeah. So this is a Dholavira in Gujarat, one of the most important cities in those five cities which were popular, which had urban lifestyle. So we can see this reservoir. So these are the images of the authentic excavations and yeah. So archaeological survey of India. We also have a granary was also there to store. This is the image of the granary.
Granary, you means the place used to save grains, right?
Yes.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah. So this is a kind of a warehouse, and we can see that the granary was also there. And so they used to cultivate the crops, store them, and then use them. So this system was there. So I guess so Atharva asked me a question like what is the technology? So in technological part they were evolved in cattle rearing, agriculture, and metallurgy, material science. So this is what I've found. Yeah, we have another pic, which is an archaeological site of Lothal. This is in Gujarat, and we can see that they are having baked bricks. So bricks were also there, and yeah, so we had the building of bath and sewers as well. So this is the thing which is interesting, and they had bricks during that civilization, during that era.
It is
One
I
also
think
one
they have
speculated
great.
whether these were uh, praying stations or special type of temples. Many people have been speculating because the residue of fire, etc., might be studied over there.
Yes, and since this period is related to Rigveda and like we have Agni Sukta and all those things, so what the yeah, so as Paranjay said that they might be worshipping fire, so this can be true and this can be related to that. Okay, one very interesting thing which I wanted to uh, demonstrate it to everyone that this civilization was so advanced that it actually had Weim balance to measure, and the description is shown in the previous slide, which you can see that these weights were in the ratio of 5 is to 2 is to 1, and the description is given over there. And please, the last line, the weights and measures later used in Kautilya's Arthashastra, which is in 4th century BC, same which were used in Lothal. So Lothal is another this site in Gujarat, which is a very important city in the Indus Valley civilization. So even in Kautilya's Arthashastra, these weights are mentioned in that form. So we have the study, and this artifact is present in London. So yeah, so even they have a contribution as they were building the railways, and so they discovered the part of our civilization, and the archaeological survey of India was also formed. But these artifacts from all other Commonwealth nations are found over there. So we must bring it to India. This is just a this is an artifact, just another artifact. We can see the swastik is also mentioned in one of the seals, which is an auspicious sign, which as we know. And the swastik, which is present in right side, this is it closely relates to the Nazi swastika as well. And in this case, so I was researching that how Harappan civilization came into an end. So Aryan theory of invasion is also one kind of a theory which we can discuss, and I have 4 to 5 reasons which we can say, and few of the reasons are also covered by also stated by Paranjit. Okay.
All right.
This was
I've got
Yes.
that paper. So shall I share the screen?
Okay, you can. So, do I need to stop or it will be overlap?
No, no, no. Yeah, it can be overlapped. Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Can everyone see this?
Yeah.
Yes. So I have uploaded this research paper on our group as well. So what they discuss is because the Indus Valley civilization was a river-based civilization, they had a close connection with rivers. So the gods which they which they mentioned in most of their scriptures, rather all the scriptures, most of the scriptures has this kind of a symbol in it, almost 20% of the entire material. Okay, so what that means is this is a fish. So the research paper discusses how Indus Valley civilization correlated fish with other gods, because they were a river based civilization, and then they used min, the word min, for star. Okay, it comes from a Dravidian word for fish. Okay, so min is also a word for fish, and they used the same word for a star as well. So now they have given some examples of what these stars were in the scriptures. So if this symbol, if anyone comes across this symbol, it means star which are 3 in number. Okay, so a 3 star, and this was written about Mrigashirsha. So I don't know if is Atharva still online?
Actually,
No,
three.
he's not.
Oh,
Yeah,
Atharva Pathak.
yeah. He's Atharva Jagdale.
Wait a minute, I can do this over here.
More things. Sorry to interrupt, Prayag. Like,
Sure,
since
sure.
I can, you are a host. So, are we
Mhm.
recording this session? Because I cannot see any record button over here. So
Oh,
when I started
can you?
speaking, it's getting recorded.
Yeah, recording is in progress. That's what they are saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'll quickly show you what you can still see the screen, right?
Yeah, correct. Orion.
Yes. Okay. So yes. So this is Orion the Hunter, which we talked about. If everyone still remembers, and these 3 stars, okay, these 3 together
Yeah.
are called as Mrigashirsha. So in Indian mythology, Orion is not a hunter. I can quickly show you the shape. So in Indian mythology, if we consider the 4 stars of the Orion, the 4 border stars, Bellatrix, Betelgeuse, Ceph, and Rigel. If we consider all these 4, it is imagined to be a deer standing on standing above us. Okay, so imagine there is a glass over here. There is a glass between us and the sky, and this is a deer standing on the glass. Okay, so these are the 4 legs of the. These are the front legs, and these are the hind legs, and this the area of Orion's nebula, that is the tail of that deer. Okay, and these 3 stars make the head of that deer. That's why the name Mruga Shirsha. And as the legend goes, these 3 stars are actually depicting an arrow which was shot by Sirius the hunter. Okay, so Sirius in Indian mythology is said to be Shiva, and Shiva has shot this arrow to kill the deer. So that is, let's not get into the mythological story of the Mruga, but that's why these 3 stars are called as Mrugashirsha, and it is a uh, prominent nakshatra actually, the Mrugashirsha. It signals change of seasons. So that is very relevant when we find some symbols related to Mrugashirsha in the text itself. There are some more symbols. For example, these depict 6 stars. Again, a star and then 6 dashes mean 6 stars, and that is given to the again, not a constellation but a nakshatra of Kritika, which is not far away. It is right over here. Okay, so to the naked eye, we can see 6 stars: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, even you can see this in the sky tonight. These are the 6 stars of Kritika. So that is mentioned. Then again, the 7 stars of Saptarishi are mentioned. But what caught my attention was these. Okay, so they gave planets some symbols as well. So, for example, this one was given to green star, and the green star is generally what appears to be greenish in appearance is Mercury. It appears to be greenish because we can see Mercury only just before sunrise or just after sunset, because it is very close to the sun. So just after the sun has set, for some time we can, some part of the year we can see Mercury, or vice versa. In the morning when the sun is just about to rise, we can see Mercury. Then, as I said, Venus was named Balaram. Okay, the white star. We have all seen Venus and how brilliantly it shines, how brilliantly white it shines. So that was given the name Balaram. Then Shiva, or Siva, in that era, was given the name for Mars. Then we also have Jupiter named Brahma, the golden star, and we also have Krishna named for Saturn. So I don't know if these three were mentioned together, that is Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. Krishna is just a reincarnation of Vishnu. So we were talking about if the Trimurti concept was predominant in the Indus Valley. This might be an insight into that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I will keep on reading more about this. Maybe this is not something which we can end in just one session. So I will keep on reading on the astronomy aspect, and I'll keep on sharing.
That was really good information.
Yeah.
I actually
So we
wanted to
have.
share an image which
Mhm.
Parag described the astronomical phenomenon which by shooting an arrow at a deer. So they found
Correct.
a photo of a seal which might be related to it. So I will share with all of us.
Sure.
Just 1 second.
I have an observation that they gave the name uh, Krishna to the Saturn. The Krishna, who is an incarnation of a Vishnu, and Vishnu has a Sudarshan Chakra in his hand. So, and
Oh.
yeah, the Saturn also have the rings. So
Yeah.
they might
That
be
that
no more than.
Yeah, the thing is that will be a coincidence, because to a naked eye we cannot see the rings of Saturn. The
Yeah, yeah,
only
yeah.
thing which we can see is probably one of the moons, that is Titan. If it is really, really dark, we can see one of the moons of Saturn by naked eyes. But
Yeah.
it is a beautiful coincidence.
But in many Asian texts that you said about the Pleiades is known to be as a something in Sanskrit. I didn't
Kritika.
remember. Shatataraka. That Pleiades is
Yeah.
known to be a
So.
Shatataraka. So they know that there are many stars. Since we are not able to see from the Earth, there are only 6 or 7 to see. So they know that there are Shatatarakas. So they might know that the Saturn also have the rings. So they gave the name to the Krishna to him. So I just found that one coincidence. So might be or may not be.
So Shatataraka is a different concept. It doesn't come under the actual 27 nakshatras, and it is not something. It is not named after Kritika as well. So what you are talking about, Pleiades, that is called Kritika in Devanagari, and Shatataraka is I think it comes from Dravidian culture, and it is a
Okay.
different set of 7 stars. I think I'm not sure, but it has some stars from Aries constellation. So the first constellation,
Acha.
which comes up when the year starts. But I'll quickly check that and get back to you. Shatataraka is a different
Oh,
concept.
okay.
In India, what we call Kritika is what they call Pleiades, and Saptarishi is a even different concept. So
Yeah, that is
what they call Big
Ursa
Dipper,
Major. That
yes,
yeah,
Ursa
Big
Major,
Dipper Ursa
exactly.
Major. Yeah.
I would like to point out that this seal which we are seeing, it also would be depicting of the Saptarishis, which are standing how Shiva is killing that deer. Also, we can relate it to the Matsya avatar, which Vishnu took to carry those seven Saptarishis and Manu. That mythological part can also be related to this seal, if we think. Right? Any opinions?
Serious. I mean, the thing which I showed you, it was. I don't think it will be. These are Saptarishi. I mean, you are counting it correctly, but I'm not sure if this depicts exactly that. I can see the fish over here, so that is an indication of having a star somewhere in the mix. But yeah, this is an interesting seal. Where did you find it? Do you have a context of what the seal, where the seal was found, or anything?
Actually, it is available on Google, but I had seen it in some guy's video,
Okay,
who is also related to some archaeological research. You
all
might
right.
be knowing Praveen Mohan. Actually, I had seen
Praveen
it in
Mohan.
his video. Yeah.
Okay, right. So after seeing the image of you can all see this fish, right, on the top right corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just look at that image, and now I'll share the screen from the PDF. So just keep in mind how that looks. There is a fish with an indentation in the middle. It is exactly this,
Yes.
right? So that is Jupiter, but it
Okay.
might be something else. Can you? I'll stop sharing. Can you share the screen again so that
Yeah, sure.
we can research more into that seal itself?
Actually, many mythological stories are being intertwined within this seal, and we can
Correct.
see that many other civilizations might also have been referred this kind of phenomenon.
I think that he's having one dash also.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the exact symbol if it is mentioned
Is it
anywhere in the text.
Jupiter with one moon or something? What they want to depict?
Oh, so you are saying there is a dash in front of it?
Yeah, at right side.
I don't think that will be a dash. That is something else.
Okay.
It is as big as the symbol itself. So it won't be a dash or something to compute, but it will be a different symbol. It will be a piece of something on the top right corner. The symbol is
Okay.
only for Jupiter. That's what I gather from this. But I'll dig more into this. This is interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Actually,
in
the
fact,
Zoroastrian
if in
concept of
fact
Ahura
these
Mazda can also be related to this. We can
if
see
in
that
fact these are
some.
Saptarishi and this is Jupiter, actually we can date this using astronomy
Okay, okay, that's
because
really interesting.
yeah, if we can find the similar configuration where this is Orion, this is Jupiter, and these are the Saptarishi, then we might be able to actually date the seal. Let me look
Okay,
more into it.
Can we do it in Stellarium?
Yes, we can. We can find the exact configuration. Uh, let's say 5000 or even some years before that. Stellarium is a simulation software, so we can simulate all the conditions.
What is that 17M1186A?
17. Can you say that again?
17M1186A. It's mentioned below the image. Is it just a sample
Oh,
number or
okay. Yeah,
any
that
might
might be a
it's just
catalog.
metadata from, yes, it's from the Google catalog, I think so. Not that relevant.
Can you share any more information about the seal itself?
I mean,
Mm,
the name of the seal or the name where it
Let
originated.
me Google Lens it. Could you present it once more? Oh, okay.
Oh, Rachel is. Rachel, can you explain?
No, I don't know. I just found it right now. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. But then this is what I'm looking at. I think this is the same seal, and it's
Yes,
saying
it
that
is.
there are. So this is the information given about it.
Let me see.
Yeah, because more than two things are matching for it to be the Saptarshi, and Saptarshi is also the what can I say, the astrological concept. Like as Prayak said, that these signs are the planets. So yeah, so logically we can say that it is more related to that.
Rachel, can you just go up a bit? No. On the other side. Yes, yes. So, no, you are in the correct spot. The first page. Yes. So, these symbols, they have, I guess, extracted all the possible symbols out of it. So, I have seen the symbols in the paper itself. So, let me cross check. This will take time.
Yeah, and one more thing I just wanted to add, that if we are simulating this over Stellarium, the 3300 BC to 1900, so it's a huge time, and if something of this can be related within that time spot, during that
Yeah.
duration, we can also check.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to shoot a random question, just without thinking of. Can anyone try to think of a scenario or any kind of story which, other than the mythological stories which we know, can be seen in this seal? Or what can we extract just by looking at it? Forget about the mythologies and all.
Can we have the
Anyone?
seal displayed? Yeah, for
Okay,
Paranjali.
it again. Just one moment. Anyone, if you are not able to see it properly, you can just go on Google and put Shiva and Saptarishis Harappan civilization. You will get similar kind of images. If you think this is a bit unclear, this is, I think so, inversely embossed. The proper available on Google. Maybe I'll download it, show it again. So anyone can paint any scenario. Really, it can be anything random, anything which you can think of that this might have happened, or some kind of ritual is taking place, or anything.
So we don't need to start guessing because the symbols have been already decoded.
Just from a
So
layman's perspective, because they were,
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
might have been
Sure,
an event, right?
sure.
Without which it might not be important.
Yeah. So like we have discussed about those seven people standing at the bottom. Like we can for the discussion that they are Saptarshis, and we can see the ox and the one person who is bowing or worshipping someone and there's a threshold, right? Like you can see that the person in between who is being worshipped, that is the center part of that threshold, as what I can see. So this is Pashupatinath, like
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it is. You are correct. That's what I found in the paper as well. So the symbols which are mentioned in on the seal, most of them happen to be in the uh, in the uh, paper which I shared with you guys.
Yeah,
Do you think this is a kind of a funeral ritual which they are following? Because we can standing, maybe is lying on the ground, and it is kind of an primordial thing of of funeral kind of a thing.
Rachel, can you share the paper which you found online? Can you share
Yeah,
it?
I've the link in the chat box.
Okay, I'll put it in the.
yeah, because if we consider that this is an event which is taking place, it can be anything. For example, let's consider a funeral or anything as such. So the fish which we can see, and there are 2 to 4 more symbols which are present at the above side of the ox. So that can be a astronomical thing, like or any planet or stars. So something which we can depict that Shiva is
Or
being
this is
worshipped.
a religious event where the bull, or yeah, it is a bull. It has horns. So maybe it is an animal sacrifice because this seems to be a god and there seems to be a person who is worshipping the god. So this might be an animal sacrifice ritual in the night because Jupiter is visible. That's why I say in the night.
And these 7 people
Yes.
as well. And the thing which you can see besides the man who is bowing, that is a fire or yajna or anything as such.
Yeah, yeah. No, that is actually so the symbol, the person who is standing inside of it, that symbol is for a tree. So that symbol depicts a tree. And I don't know what the person standing inside of it depicts, but that symbol, the U-shaped vessel, that is used for a tree because it has those horns as well, right? The arrows. So those are used to depict the leaves of tree. So that is actually a tree, symbol for a people tree.
It
Okay.
can be, but what I want to highlight is not that symbol, but the thing which is present within
Hmm.
those 7 statues and in between the man who is worshipping, which is there in the center. So this is fire, right?
Oh yes. So yes. Oh, okay, okay. I get what you're saying. Hmm.
Where could you say it again?
Okay, so I wanted to point out that there's a symbol, it can be fire, which is present in between, like from, yeah. So you can see those 7 people standing. So just look above the third person, and which is exactly between the one who is bowing and the third person from left side.
Yes, so I found about that as well. So this is the symbol which you're talking about, right? Yeah. So they say that it is a bowl and 2 spoons.
Okay.
So it
This
is
is really
pointing
some
more and
Sherlock
more
shit right
towards.
now.
Yeah. Can you say
This
that
is
again?
some Sherlock shit right now.
So
Paula, like, in, what can I say? It is a religious thing because bowl and the spoon is pali, and this, it, what we do is
it is, yes, it is sounding more like a, yes, you're correct. It is sounding more and more like a religious offering or a religious feast of some kind. Cool.
I also wanted to uh, put your attention to some a bit of a small fact. that as we had been discussing on whether there were kings or administrators as such, we can see a bit of hierarchy or political hierarchy in this seal which we had seen, that supposedly the center, which was a deity, he had three horned crown, or was that a trishul? That is another concept. Then the person who was carrying the ritual, he had two horns on his head, and the Saptarishis, or the seven people standing, they had a singular type of protruding thing from their head. We can see there was some kind of hierarchy system going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just wanted to share that while I was reading the administration of those towns, so initially it started with the head priest, the diagram which is there, and the statue which is currently present in the Karachi Museum. So after that, I have also read that the senior people of the villages, after that, they also started the administration and the management, or the rituals and the public gatherings at the citadel in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. So that was there. So present day we can compare with this of a Gram Panchayat or anything as such. And one more thing I just wanted to add, like considering the anthropology. So the people, like if we want to trace like the like these people who were Harappan, so where are they today? So they are migrated, and the migration and how that civilization got, that's a separate issue. I have other inputs for that. But if we can see that they were migrating, and today the community which Banjara or Vanzari in Maharashtra, which we say, so they are these people. So this is what I think. And this Indus Valley civilization, so they have migrated all over the India, and this culture has been practiced and seen everywhere. So this is what I think.
Actually, there is also one rock painting in Bhimbetka, which is nearby in Maharashtra, I think so. They also have found out that that might be related to the Harappan civilization. So the migration part, which is very important, it becomes very tricky.
Yes.
We can also say that some part of the civilization, we can leave the part of Indus or other, uh, Harappan sites. There might also be other civilizations present at that time.
Okay.
I just saw a
So
video on infographic show that they said Dravidian civilization was there at the time. I don't know why.
Hmm. Yes, yes. That is one of the debatable concepts right now. They also have been saying that there was another connection between Asia and some other part which is now submerged, and only Sri Lanka, the upper part of that big large continent called Kumari Kingdom, was present, and they also had migrated from that land, which was supposedly a big island or a big continent in itself. So it is also a very controversial and different kind of theory which has been coming up. It might be
Interesting.
politically, uh, you know,
I mean, that can be
motivated.
easily refuted because there is no continental shelf. Even if we we get down to 50 kilometers past the coast of Sri Lanka, so we can easily refute that theory that there was some kind of uh, a nation and now it is submerged under the sea, unless there was
Yes.
huge tectonic shifts. But again, even if that was the case, we would have found some evidence of there being a continental shelf beneath the
Hmm.
surface. So we have mapped the surface of, at least the surface of the seas, and I don't think there is much merit to that theory.
Yes, definitely not much merit, mostly politically motivated.
Yeah, so it is just like Atlantis.
Yeah, sure.
I have one doubt in that
Speaking of
seal. Might not be much of a significance, but if
Mhm.
you are observed that all of them have some spikes things on their hands and on their hairs. So what is that?
Yeah, I was
Mm,
about to ask the same question.
yes.
And the one
By
who is
my
worshipping
observation,
have not the spikes in the on the hand on his hand, sorry. Who is
hmm,
worshipping?
actually, that's what I speculate. Though those spikes might be depicting the skeleton which we have inside, and that the person's body has been burned down, and it is some kind of a funeral process going on, which I thought it might be by just looking
Yeah,
at it.
yeah, might be.
maybe they can be, I mean, conjectured as human hair and
And
I don't know,
yes,
like
yes, that
Neanderthals or something. Does it point out like that?
Okay, are they wearing any kind of costume or something? I mean, some
Yeah,
specific
so
kind
what
of
we can do
or
is we can try to find more information by relating it to the symbols which are already decoded and move on from there instead of speculating from the start itself. So
Yeah.
that was a good observation. But I can even see the horn on the head of the person who is worshipping as well. So there is a
hmm,
horn on the
Yeah,
head of this person who is worshipping, but there is a different kind of horn on the head of the
hmm,
one being worshipped. Okay, so that might be kind of a crown, indicative of
hmm,
some authority, and all others could be
yes, correct.
followers, or those could be, I don't know, those could be spectators. So instead of speculating at this point, we should uh, dig deeper into this and come back with some uh, solid proofs
Uh,
about it.
for what I think is like one assumption is that there can be a hierarchy. That people there are only having the one thought, and the one who is bowing down two thorns, and the one who is getting worshipped is which we have in police that inspector has only, I think.
Hmm. Could be, could be the case. Could be the case.
I
the
also
person in
want to share
the
one more theory. Okay, go ahead. I'll share it later.
yeah, the person in between the tree have one what we can say a half moon like a structure. So it can be a Shiva also on the head.
That's a good observation.
Yeah, Jata also. Yes, yes, that is the. Yeah, then
And
Vaibhav, you are not audible.
my audible.
Not clearly. Can you come to
your,
some range?
your voice is
Okay,
breaking, by bro.
network issue.
Yeah.
Once your point is completed, I can then add my point. Yeah.
No, I have just that observation that one half moon like a structure and Jata. So it might be a Shiva.
Can I put a point?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Actually, I wanted to ask the uh, astronomy enthusiast that according to the Saptarshi story, which we know, that the Saptarshi were been carried out through the infinite ocean with the help of Matsya Avatar along with Manu. This can also be a bit correlated to the sea. And one interesting fact about the Saptarishi is that Agastya Rishi, who was a rishi who traveled to the south, it has been specifically mentioned he was the one who moved away from the other six, and other six rishis established a type of civilization with the help of Manu. Only Agastya went a bit, and we can say he was a bit separated. And while observing the astronomical phenomenon, we can see that the Orion's belt, etc., whatever the star uh, formation is there of the Saptarishis, we can see Agastya star is a bit further than the rest of the Saptarishis. So I want that, as we can see in this seal, these priests are really standing very close to each other. So was there any moment in history that the Saptarishis were been very closer to each other?
No. So the Saptarishi are not. I mean, the actual distances between them, the stars which make the Saptarishi, were never lesser than, let's say, 30 arc minutes. So they have always been far away. Actually, Ursa Major is considered the second largest constellation in the sky. So they have never been in line. They have never been closer together. And the other thing which you talked about, Agasthi. So Agasthi would not have been seen from Indus Valley because of the latitude. So where it is right now, where it is suspected to be in the actual valley of Indus River, at that latitude you cannot see Agasthi Tara. That is Canopus. You cannot see it from that latitude. Even today, you can go and check. You cannot see it once you cross Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
Actually, what nakshatra we are seeing are in the 2D plane, but they are actually in 3D space, so they have a huge distances between them. So what we depict figures are of the 2D plane only. So we can't
Correct.
say about.
That's not that. I mean, 2D and 3D is not the difference between the distances or
No.
difference between.
I just
Mhm.
yeah. I just telling that they might be seem to be very closer, but they actually have huge distances and
No, they
actually
don't. They don't seem to
very.
be closer. They are visibly very far away from each other. So even if we go several thousand years back in the history, they were never close to each other. They were pretty much in the shape they are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we had discussed in an Arundhati has
Yes.
been
So
fallen in
Arundhati and
June. So
Vasishtha.
that
So let me. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you the screen, which will.
We are discussing the Indus Valley civilization. And Mohenjo-daro, but geographically, like 2002, as I mentioned in the slide, that more than 1,000 sites and villages were which had Harappa civilization were discovered, but those 5 cities were just the major cities. So the point which I want to highlight from this is geographically, North Maharashtra, some site part of that time, the evolved of Harappan civilization, and majority villages are part of the Balochistan province, which is present in Pakistan and Afghanistan right now. So geographically, the area was huge, but yes, most of the crowd was concentrated only in that region, in Punjab region, since the river is there and rivers were
Just
there.
one.
For
So just one correction to that. Are you talking about Balistan? Because Baluchistan is on the southwestern part of Pakistan. You might be talking about Balistan.
no. I
Because
Gilgit and yeah, with part of our Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Balochistan, which
Okay, so Balochistan
is
is
divided in
not in
Pakistan.
the. Mhm. No. So Balochistan is on the Iranian border. It is not on the Afghanistan border. I can quickly pull up the map.
Or the Kalat state. Like, if you go, I have researched a lot about this topic. So there is a
Yes.
Khan of Kalat, and if you can see the Makaran and all those territories. So the west side of Sindh province.
Correct.
So that is Balochistan.
Correct. Yes. You're correct.
Kalat is now divided into three regions: Iran, Afghanistan, and most of the part is in Pakistan.
Correct.
Taba, which is in Iran right now.
Yes, it is somewhere over here.
Prayag, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask that it might not be possible for the Indus Valley civilization or that particular region of Harappa to see if the Saptarishis are nearer or farther. But was there any certain place on Earth or
Mhm.
India which might have observed this kind of phenomenon, or was it not?
No. So yeah, it was not at all possible. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I think this is near Cincinnati. I will quickly change the location to, let's say, Islamabad. That is closer. Yeah. Okay. So this would have been the sky from near. Why am I not? Yeah. So this would have been the sky from near the Indus Valley civilization where it is suspected to be today. And let me get Saptarishi in the scope. Yes. So Saptarishi are these. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So wherever you go in the northern hemisphere, this is, I think, yeah. Can you say that again?
M30, is it a Saptarshi?
M31, no. No.
Is the M?
Mhm. So M before anything, M before a number, it comes under Messier's catalog. Okay, so Charles Messier was a French, I think French scientist, astronomer, and he catalogued some uh, things in the sky which were neither planets nor stars. Okay, so fuzzy objects which don't fall into either of the categories. He cataloged 110 of them, and he calls them Messier objects. So those are mostly galaxies or nebula, or even the Pleiades or Kritika. It is also it also comes under M. So M31 is not included in Saptarishi. So these are the Saptarishi. The entire constellation is something like this. Okay, so this is the entire Ursa Major, and only the 7 brightest stars of Ursa Major form the Saptarishi. So what I mean by when I say that they were never in a straight line is they can never the distances between them are so high that they can never form a line and then change it to this shape within the visible time period that we have. So this might happen over lakhs of years, maybe let's say some billion years after today, or some billion years before they might have been in a straight line. We can quickly simulate and do that, check that, but even stellarium doesn't go that
That's
far.
not necessary.
Yeah.
No, actually,
And the thing which you were talking about, Alcor and Mizar, Arundhati Vasishtha, those are these two
yes,
stars. Okay, so look how close they are. They are very, very close to each other, and that has happened. The relative positions between these two have changed over the years, over a course of 1,000 years. This is possible. that Alcor was somewhere
Okay.
over here, and
Hmm.
Mizar was on the other side of Alcor. So we can consider these two to be the relative positions, but that's how small the distance have to be in order to
Hmm.
change in just couple of years. But this is too great of a distance to change over
No,
a
no.
course of 1,000 years. Yeah.
Prag, you a bit mistook my sentence,
Hmm.
I think so.
Okay.
Say that all the Saptarishis came into one line. I just wanted to ask whether
Hmm.
Agastya had any significant change of distances in which
Okay.
he might be a bit closer to other Saptarishis.
Yeah. So I'll show you what Agasthi Tara is, where it is. Let me get to the southern side. Yes.
Prag, can you calculate this in a Bronze Age check whether the astronomers
Mhm.
are able to like
Sure, sure.
3,300 to
Yes,
100
we
or
can do that.
1700 BC in Bronze Age. So this is the end.
I think this should be. Yes. So even in that period, I'll try to do that. Stellarium messes up on my PC for some reason. It shows green lines. The app messes up, but I think we can simulate it on the website itself. Let me see. But till I get Stellarium running, I'll quickly show you what Canopus or Agasthi Tara is. So this is Canopus, okay? Yes, Stellarium
Okay.
is not really working on my. Yeah, this is how it looks. So yeah, there is a resolution problem. My PC is very high resolution, and uh, it, I'll have to reduce it to some amount to get the application running. But I will find a way. By the end of the meeting, we can do something. But yeah, so this is Canopus, and we are at the latitude of near the latitude of Indus Valley civilization. So let me simulate a day. Okay. So just observe this line. Can you see a small haze over here from
Yes.
south to west?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
that is the horizon. Okay. So if I turn on the landscape, you can see that is the horizon. Okay. So we can only see the stars which come above the horizon. All right.
Hmm.
So let me simulate the day for you. Just look at Canopus. All right. It is barely coming over south. Correct? Can anyone tell me the exact latitude of Indus Valley civilization? Islamabad doesn't seem to be
Correct.
closest.
There might also be a possibility, right? That the seal which has been depicted might
Mm-hmm.
be they wanted to say or transfer some kind of a story and popular story known at that time, and it might have come from a different land from theirs. Also a possibility, right?
Yeah, that is a possibility. That is. But as far as Canopus is concerned, you cannot see it once you are beyond. I mean, from the Indus Valley itself, you cannot see this star. It will never come above the horizon, like I just showed you. We are still in Islamabad, which is still uh, south to the actual Indus Valley. But you can see just how we can quickly check its altitude as well. Yeah, so
So
altitude is 3 degrees.
would there be any nearby
Mhm.
you can say not Indus Valley civilization, but some other part of the world which might be able to observe this phenomenon?
Yeah, we can see Canopus and we can see Saptarishi, but in the sky they are very far away, no matter where you go. Okay, so Canopus is a southern star, whereas Saptarishi is a northern phenomenon. So in no even if we consider precession cycle of Earth, in no possibility there is no possibility that these two this asterism and this star will ever come close to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Even in our sky.
Rachel has provided the data. The latitude.
Okay. Where is it? 67, 24, 31. Okay. Let me try to input that. Yes, so Islamabad has 33. The latitude of Islamabad is 33. So I guess we can be able to see the star of Canopus over the horizon from that latitude, but we won't be able to see them close to each other. I mean, Canopus and Saptarishi won't be close to each other. That is for sure.
Parag, I want to
Yeah.
add a different kind of point that
Mm-hmm.
if we consider that seal and if
Mm-hmm.
we consider the person or the god which has been, as we know
Mm-hmm.
that Shiva has been called as Somnath.
Correct.
So might there be a kind of
Shiva
scenario?
in this in Indus Valley civilization, Shiva is not associated with moon. It is associated with Mars.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you are talking about even if you are talking about moon, because it is away from the ecliptic, moon will never be close to Saptarishi. That is one more thing.
Okay.
So let me quickly show you the grid. That will clear things up. There is a setting for ecliptic line. Yes. All right. I'll share the screen. Yes. So this is the line of ecliptic, which roughly goes from east to west. All right, and this is the the plane or the meridian which goes from north to south. Okay, so all the planets and moon move close to this line itself, but Saptarishi is over here in the northern hemisphere. So moon will never come close to Saptarishi. All right.
By any possibility, or
Hmm.
it is a rare
No,
phenomenon
so
as such?
there is no possibility. Let me get Saptarishi in the scope. Wait a minute. Yes. So yeah, that's the maximum. That's as close as it can get. But if you talk about the bull inside the seal itself, the moon can come very close to the bull, even inside the constellation. Okay, so
Okay.
let me see Taurus.
That might be very insightful as Shiva has Nandi
Yes.
as his companion or vehicle.
Yes. Okay. So this can happen. This is the bull and this is moon. This is possible because this constellation Taurus lies on the ecliptic,
Okay.
and moon only moves near the ecliptic, 5 degrees away from it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I think this clear things up. Okay, we can move on.
I've got one detail kind of website or a PDF. Can I share that regarding the seal?
Sure.
Okay, can I see the screen? So there are many assumptions as well. I mean, it seems that they are not also not very confident. But I was looking for what those 6 or 5, 7 represents. So here you can
Mm-hmm.
read about it. They said that not necessarily it has to be Pleiades, but
Correct.
they are giving some reference.
Mm-hmm.
And down below,
So what we should do is we should check whether these 7 or similar shapes occur in other seals as well. So as Richel is showing us this image, there seems to be other images which also have these people.
yeah.
So that could just be, like I said, those could just be spectators gathered for observing the ritual.
Yeah,
And
or Baisak, sorry, per country. Yeah, okay. I just reading. I wanted to state that those 7 peoples can be a council of 7 peoples, council of minister or kind of a thing. Like, or just have Gram Panchayat, there might be a body of 7 people.
Yeah, it is. So what we
The
need to do
supplancy
is
concept goes
we
very
need to
near to it.
tie up all the apparent features of the seal. Like why have they depicted a Jupiter there? There has to be some correlation, right?
Yes.
So what I think is it is some kind of an animal sacrifice being depicted, and the position of Jupiter signifies a particular muhurta or a
okay,
particular time of when the sacrifice has to be made.
Might be
can
any
you
Oh,
see?
is
festival.
it a human sacrifice? That is awful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Might be some
Did
festival also.
Yeah.
Because
If you
Jupiter is
consider,
started seeing after a Shravan only in the night sky. So if we
That
consider
keeps
the
on
Hindu
changing.
festival,
No, Jupiter's position keeps on changing. Jupiter. The interesting thing about Jupiter is uh, its orbit is almost equal to 12 years around Sun. So every year Jupiter is in a different Rashi, and
yeah, yeah.
its rising and setting times keep on changing throughout the year and throughout years as well. So if you see Jupiter somewhere today, it will be in the next Rashi at the same time next year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that keeps on changing. Uh, that won't be. We cannot decide whether we cannot decide time based on where Jupiter is.
Okay.
Can we say that this is a Jupiter transit? Because in astrology, we have something called as Mahadasha, that Guru Mahadasha is for, let's say, or Rahu Mahadasha is for 18 years, 12 years. Is it same to this concept, or it's different?
So I don't know exactly about Mahadasha, but if you're talking about transit, then what kind of transit are you talking about? I mean, we can see transits of planets which are inside to us over the disk of sun. That is one kind of transit that I know. What exactly do you mean by transit? Can you explain?
Actually, the thing I wanted to say that when we have Sade Sati, so the Saturn is present in one Rashi for 2.5 years, and after every 2.5 years, so that is the previous or next. So that kind of a transit, because you said the
Oh, okay,
word
okay.
Rashi.
Yes. Transiting from one. Yes. I get what you're saying. So transiting from one Rashi to another. That's what you are trying to say, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So yes, that could be a possibility that Jupiter is transiting from one Rashi to another, and that yes, that could be one thing. Yes, astronomically speaking, that is possible.
Uh, Also, I wanted to ask a few questions, general questions, which came in my head.
Mhm.
Leaving the astronomical part bit behind, why might there be a civilization exactly at that place of Harappa? Was there a particular kind of reason, or they just thought, okay, this is a good place and we'll just stay here?
The rivers,
Was it
rivers
that?
and fertile land.
Yeah, the thing is, I can answer to this question because
Mhm.
this civilization at that time or that place. So the place is like all the civilizations. Like if you can, the slide which I've showed that Euphrates and Tigris civilization in Iraq or the Egyptian civilization across the Nile River. So the thing is, actually, all the civilizations or the human settlement is near to the river because when we stay near the river, farming and all our daily necessities, since without water we cannot survive. So that's why the more population is there at the river basins. And also, if you consider the fertile lands of like Uttar Pradesh, so we have Ganga and Yamuna. So even the population is very large. So this is the reason.
I would say that as we have come into the topic of rivers, Ganga and Shiva are been very closely related, and it has been said in our religious text that Ganga came from Milky Way or the space, and Shankar took it on his jata. And Ganga might be the starting point of our Indian civilization, but that Ganga plain and this Indus Valley initial uh, civilization, you can say location, is bit far from each other. So what might be the case?
Actually, the thing is like when we see the mythological scriptures, as you said that it is correct for the Ganga and Yamuna that they are originated from the Himalayas, but and even the rivers like Jhelum, Satluj, Ravi, Bias, Chenab, Sindhu, and Saraswati. So all these rivers, like Ganga is from Gangotri Glacier, Yamuna is from Yamunotri Glacier. All these seven rivers as well as Ganga and Yamuna, they are from Himalayas. So there is a common point which I can see over here.
Where exactly? Satluj.
Yes, all rivers are Himalayan rivers, whether Ganga or Yamuna or those seven rivers, Sapta Sindhu, Jhelum, Satluj, Ravi, Bias, Chenab, Sindhu, Saraswati.
Okay. Do they sprout out from Brahmaputra?
Brahmaputra is also another Himalayan river. So Brahmaputra, when it flows in China, it is Sangpo, and when it comes to India, we called it as a Brahmaputra. So it is also originated from the Manas Sarovar Lake. So all the rivers which you and I mentioned, they are from Himalayas. So this is the common point for the civilization, which I can say. But the flow is different geographically. As Jhelum, Satluj, Ravi, Bias, Chenab, Sindhu, Saraswati, these seven rivers flow from Punjab. And if you see from the Tibet, from Tibet only Brahmaputra flows, and from Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, which is North Indian plains geographically. So from that zone we can see Ganga and Yamuna. Also the tributaries in Himachal Pradesh are at Kedarnath. You can see those two rivers. One is Mandakini, second is Alaknanda. So there are many tributaries which we can see. If you can refer, I will just share my slides over the group, so we can refer that diagram as well.
That's what I was wondering actually. Indus Valley civilization, okay, there might be a river, it might be very fertile, and the settlement just decided, okay, this is a good land and we'll settle. But there have been very much significant parts in our culture or history, or Brahmaputra, or if we consider Brahma as something of a sun, or some you can say part of Brahma, and it has been expanding, and our civilization actually started from there, is what I was wondering.
Yes, it can be, because this is a separate topic as we are discussing Indus Valley civilization, and we also started right now we were discussing about the Himalayan as well. So if we can bring Tibet over here, Tibet, Manas Sarovar Lake, or the Himalayas, so in that discussion we could trace these points. This is what I feel.
Okay, sure. It is
As
a
we
very
see
big
there,
possibility that there might be settlements other than Harappa, which have been lost in time.
as we see, there are many rivers which are originating from the Himalayas. So why so much importance to Ganga? There might be some reason that Ganga is so much of holistic, or it has most important in our Hindu scriptures or culture.
I think Atharva, I
Yes,
can be the best
definitely.
person to explain you, because the thing is, you might have heard about the Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb, which is a Urdu word. So basically, mostly Muslims use this word for Hindu-Muslim unity, because in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. But since, to answer your question, there is a mantra which we recite, like Gangesha Yamunesha Eva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Yasmin Kuru. So in this mantra,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Vedic perspective, we are defining this to be very different. So as I said, that all these rivers like Gangesha, Yamuna, Shaiva, Godavari, even Godavari, which is in south, which flows in Maharashtra, Saraswati, Sindhu, Kaveri, and all those rivers. So all, but just because this is a culture of and Bihar, to say that Hindus and Muslims are united over there, so Ganga Tehzeeb. But yeah, but all the rivers are significant.
Yeah, but ते म्हणतात ना पाप धुतली जातात. So there might be
That
some
concept
reason.
might have come. That concept might have come very much later in the Vedic age, where there was a lot of experimentation in Ayurveda, etc. तेव्हा ते मग ते जरा पॉप्युलर झालं असेल. No, I don't think
Yeah,
it would have been popular that back during Harappa.
During
yeah.
the Harappan civilization, after the end or the mature Harappan civilization, Rigveda was there, and later on, like at the end of the Bronze Age and at the beginning of the Iron Age, we can see Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda, and the Ayurveda is a sub part of Atharvaveda. So this came very later on, and after which we can trace the path of Sushrut, Chanak, and Vadbad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, but if we trace Shiva as a common point between Harappa and the Vedic civilization, then it becomes very interesting. As I said, that Ganga is also
Definitely.
important, but here Indus civilization people are also praying to Shiva. If we through that seal or many seals of Pashupatinath, it becomes very interesting.
Shiva, who is a protector of cattle, and even if you see in Himalaya, so Nepal is a part of Himalaya, and Kathmandu we can see there is a temple of Pashupatinath, which is a Shiva. So the same thing is being observed over there as well. But since we reside in Maharashtra and we are looking at that perspective, so the northern India, so it is one and the same entity over there.
There might be even a possibility that Shiva and Pashupatinath might be two different kind of godly beings, or you can say important people at that time. And later,
Incarnation.
as time went, no, not necessarily incarnation, but the stories became so parallel. People started considering both these different people as one itself. Might be a possibility.
Might be. Okay, so like
Interesting Shiva trilogy series by Amish. Like, I mean, it's fictional, but
Yeah, it is a really interesting one. So what he says is what he correlates the origin story of Shiva is he says that there was a tribe in Tibet near a lake called Mansarovar, and there were rivals of between these tribes. There were two tribes which wanted the control of the lake, and the most ruthless warrior of one of the tribes was Shiva. And then because the second tribe preemptively struck the or uh, broke the peace between these two tribes, they had to flee the area, and that's how they came into Kashmir. And there he uh, met the princess of that time's.
Sati, the princess.
Yeah, yeah. There, that's where he met the princess, and she took him to the state's capital, which was in Patna. If I'm not wrong, it was in Patna.
Patliputra.
Patliputra, correct. So yes, so that is an interesting story. If anyone wants to read that, it is about how.
One more thing I just wanted to add in this, as Prayak said, even in that same story, the author also mentions the significance of the war cry, which is Hara Hara Mahadev. So during that battle, Shiva says that Hara Hara Mahadev, that he is a very good at battle. Then
You are not audible. Vaibhav, you are not audible. Vaibhav, you are not audible.
battle. So if point or any question where we can
Vaibhav,
Actually, I wanted to ask about
your voice wasn't
the
audible right now. Can you repeat what you said?
Yeah, the thing is there might be a network issue. I was just saying that like anyone wants to add something or any question over what we have discussed.
I had a question. Can anyone tell anything about the economics at that time or trade aspect? Was there any important things with other kingdoms or settlements or possible warfares or war techniques?
There is no mention
Yeah,
of warfare or war techniques, but in the research, like trade with the Mesopotamian civilization and these Harappan seals were found in Middle East, like in Bahrain, Qatar, and the present day Kuwait. In Middle East, they are found, and even the Harappan trade, there's an island, Madagascar. So even these seals are found over there. So that trade we can see, but since everything was quite peaceful during that era, there is no mention about the war. Yes, technology was there, alloys and bronze. So those artifacts were made. So there is a dancing idol, which is made out of bronze. So if you see the image of it, if you can just Google it, is a very popular image. So it is very difficult to believe that such a great carving and that statue was built during that period.
I had a question about it too. Like there was trade going on between far distant lands. So was there immigration going on too?
Immigration might be there. Yes, we can say that immigration also was also there, and they were also knowing the sea routes.
Yeah,
Was
so
even
one
People living
interesting
over
thing
there.
is Mohenjo-daro and Harappa both had rivers flowing right next to their cities. So these two civilizations had a clear advantage of trading with each other. But Lothal, if we look at Lothal, it had a advantage of being connected to the seas. So any sea route trade would have been good, or would have been very efficient if it was done through Lothal. So the thing which you are talking about, the seals which were found in Madagascar, uh, I suspect they were from the Lothal civilization. I'm not sure, but I suspect that would
yes,
have
they
been the
were.
case.
I can confirm this. Yes, they
Okay.
were from there.
Yeah, so Lothal is a what can I say? A coastal
Port
city,
city.
was a coastal civilization, whereas Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were river-based or inland cities. So
Yeah.
yes, the trade between these two, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, was very convenient because they shared the same river, Indus. Mohenjo-daro was downstream and Harappa is upstream.
There was also shipbuilding, and these rivers were navigable, and
Mhm.
they used to travel from these rivers. And even today, the geographical advantage for them is these ports, and we can supply like heavy metals from these ports to even Central India.
Mhm.
Actually, some evidences have also come. The migration process was started at the time of Neanderthals. So migration might not be a big of a deal at the Harappans.
So in
Even we
human
can
history, when we talk about migration or even civilization as a whole, so all of the early humans were migrators or hunters and gatherers. That's the category we put them in. And once they found out the magic of agriculture, that's when they started settling down. And agriculture became, they used to hunt and gather anything that they could find, and if they exhaust the resources in their area, they used to move to other places. That's how they traveled from Africa to all the continents. But once they got there, they found out that they can actually grow plants and eat them. Okay, not the animals but the plants, or not the fruits, but the plants which they have grown.
Humans
They
too.
can eat that. So they, yeah, Ameya, were you saying something?
Humans too. Like some of them were cannibals too, right?
That I don't know, but yeah, there might have been cannibalism too. But the predominant feature that pushed hunters and gatherers to a civilization was agriculture. So people started settling down because of agriculture. They had a sure source of food that they could control. So there were even scouts which went to different locations where people were living together, and they taught them how to farm and how to grow their own crops, so that there won't be any more wars between nearby clans. So that transfer of technology was also in place, and that's how these civilizations came into existence. And that is a good what we can say, observation that all these civilizations are near a big river or a big water body. The main reason for that is agriculture needs water. So all these civilizations had agriculture as the base, and once people had enough food, more people came to live there. They started doing different things other than farming. So some started making weapons. Some of them started governing the place. So that's how civilization sprung up. Once one person was able to farm for, let's say, 10 people, the other 10 didn't have to go from jungles and gather food for them. So they tried to go into different professions. That's how art started. So agriculture is the basis of all of this, and the output of such a process is different crops, and these crops are indigenous to the location where they are grown. So the quality of wheat which you get in, let's say, Harappa won't be similar to what you get in Mesopotamia. So there has to be some kind of trade. Whenever there is a quality deficiency at one place, there will definitely be some kind of trade. For example, silk was very of very high quality in China. So the Harappan civilization had a trade route with China as well. Okay, the Silk Route, which stretched from China to Europe, one of the divergent paths of that Silk Route also went to Harappan civilization. So that is one aspect which is, yeah, trade is a good thing to look more into. I am personally very interested in socio-economic uh, transactions. One thing that I will read more about is the Silk Route, which stretched from the eastern coast of China, the present day Shanghai, to all the way up to Spain. So that is a Silk Route, and one of the stops on that Silk Route also had Harappan Valley in it. So we should definitely look into that.
Yeah, I definitely agree to this point. And even the slide which I've mentioned, so there was a mention of a Chinese civilization as well, which was existing during the same period. As Amay asked the question that whether these people were cannibals, so there's no authentic proof that they were cannibals, but we cannot deny that. But one thing, what can I say, like I can definitely say that they were tribals. This is something
Yes.
due to their art. So they were tribals. So this thing which what can I say, I can confirm. And regarding the trade which Paranjay asked, I also mentioned in that slide that there's a mention of the weights, the weighing balance which I showed in that slide. So it is even mentioned in Kautilya's Arthashastra in 4th century BC. So that was there. And yes, so it was very so since they could weigh the actual crop, like whether it is 5 kg or 4 kg or anything as such. So it is very beneficial for trade. I know they also had a seal and currency.
And I would also like to add one more thing. So regarding the trade with Indus Valley civilizations, there were some products which were not found in the valley itself. So they had to import those things. For example, gold was not one of the metals which were found in the Indus valleys. Indus Valley had to import metals from other Asian kingdoms. For example, Mesopotamia had a rich source of copper. So almost all of the Greek side as well, stretching all the way up to uh, present day Turkey. All these places, between Caspian and Black Sea, all these civilizations were rich in copper, and Mesopotamia had copper as well as gold with them. So in the Bronze Age and in the Copper Age, that's what uh, drove the trade of metals. So because they had fertile lands, they had food, but they didn't have enough metal to build build certain things or build weapons or even build tools for agriculture. So they had to trade. There is also a mention of barter system. So metals for food, that was one trade between Indus Valley civilizations and Central Asian countries. The second one is silk, that is for used for clothing, which was from the Chinese. So yeah, these two were the basic trades.
Does
Trade
anyone wants to
was
add? Yeah.
trade certainly might have been a very important aspect of the Indus Valley civilization, because as we can see from the models or idols which were made at that time, people were wearing garments, and
Mhm.
clothing might have been very bit emerging and important thing during that
Yes,
part of civilization, and hence trade might be an important concept at that time.
definitely.
Speaking of trade, there were there is this movie called Mohenjo-daro. I had seen it like a year ago.
Mhm.
So in that, Hrithik Roshan was amused to see horses in trades. Like, were horses a part of Indus Valley civilization at that time, or were horses like aliens to them? I mean, a new
Yeah,
thing.
so horses definitely weren't the part of Indus Valley, but they mostly used bulls and cows. Those were the domesticated animals at the time. Horses weren't domesticated in Indus Valley. That I definitely know.
Horses
Um,
were mostly brought in India through the Arab route, and it
mhm.
might be possible that the Turkish
Yeah, the
civilization which
Persians
might have
Arabi
existed.
traded
Ghoda.
horses, they said.
Yes,
Uh,
Persians, Arabians, they had these animals. I think horse is not even indigenous to India. Elephants, correct. But even domesticated elephants seems a very far-fetched idea during that time. I'm not sure. But Indus
there is
Valley
actually
was
one seal of
Mhm.
elephant in the
Of
Harappan.
elephants. Okay,
Ah,
because all
yes.
the seals which I have seen of Indus Valley civilizations, all of them, almost all of them have bullocks and you know maybe
One horned,
maybe goats,
like,
but not beyond that.
Okay, I'll share that
One
image of elephant.
Mhm.
Yeah, one interesting fact I just wanted to say that when Harappan civilization was advanced, at that time, many elephants from India, they went and we constructed two temples in Middle East. So one is in Syria, Damascus, and the
Mhm.
second is in Bahrain. So
Oh,
there is a
that is
reference,
interesting.
and what was the god or something which I don't know, but I have those documents and I can say that. But this is a historical evidence that elephants from India came, because
Oh,
the thing
that
is
is
they
nice.
died over there after that construction, and after then we can conclude that those elephants were from India
Mhm.
after they were studied.
Oh
third seal,
yes.
is that a rhino?
Yes, it might be.
Yes, yeah, we have elephant, ox, and rhino. Three
Even there is
animals.
one seal of tiger or leopard.
Oh,
It is in another image.
yeah, that has to be the Bengal tiger. There are no
Yeah.
tigers in Asia, Central Asia. They have to be in India, the only tropical country in the vast subcontinent.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one interesting seal. I
Mhm.
can't find a single image. It is a composed image of couple of seals,
Okay,
but I'll still share it.
sure.
Uh, one moment.
Actually, playing Minecraft helps a lot in understanding civilization.
Yeah, and
Empires.
even logical reasoning.
Yeah.
Being a map geek helps.
Yeah.
Definitely. Even I am history
Definitely.
and geography. So reading about places, countries, capitals, and all those things. So I engross myself into
I recently
all
met an Uber driver who was as crazy in maps as me, and we were discussing about how the highway systems in the US works. That east to west are even numbered highways, north to south are odd number highways, and so on. It is interesting. We can talk about it after.
Yeah.
Can you see this image?
Yes.
Yes.
So in the bottom left, there is an image of a man
Mhm.
holding two predators.
Oh
Maybe
yes.
they're tigers or something. There might be
Yeah.
some mythological story linked to it, I think,
Yeah.
if we do a bit of research.
Sure.
Top right looks
Sure.
like a horse. Looks like
Which one?
top right,
Uh,
and top left is something like a dragon.
Top right is it? No, it is again some kind of ox or something because it has the. It is actually a cow.
unicorn.
It is actually a cow because you can see the milking area as well. So it has to be a cow.
But face, yes.
Yeah, and it also has horns. I mean, cows have horns, but not the horse.
Hmm. Yeah.
And those letters we can see. So these are 1 to 10 numbers, or it is a Harappan script, Harappan language. So it is a description or title about that thing.
Yeah.
You can also see a wheel in the center line bottom image. It might
Yes. That symbol. I don't know what it means.
Wheel and tools are also there. So these tools can be used for agriculture and farming.
we can also see people leaves in the top left.
Yes. Yes. Those are people. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
All right, Weber. I think we can stop the recording if
Yes,
anyone.
definitely.
Yeah. And we can continue with the informal chat afterwards.
Yeah, yes, we can stop the recording, but before that,
Mhm.
when we'll be discussing the next session, as Bhargav told us that even he's having more inputs about it, so
Yes.
we will be continuing this same session next time. Also,
Sure.
there were 2 points which we will be discussing, that there are many theories and scientific evidences why
Mhm.
Indus Valley civilization was lost, so that we can discuss an Aryan theory of invasion. So this will
Sure.
complete the overview of Indus Valley civilization, which we can
Sure.
discuss later on. As we can see that participants are, yeah. So okay,
Mhm. So
we can
what
stop
I
the
think
recording.
is, yes. So what I think is, we will need 2 more sessions to completely discuss the Indus Valley civilization. This was kind of an introduction. We talked about seals. We talked about symbols today.
Review and
Uh,
introduction.
we also introduced the trade routes. In the next discussion, we will discuss more about the trade routes itself and possibly languages and scriptures. But the Aryan invasion theory, that is a very interesting point that will, I think, completely need a new session to discuss that. I will definitely read more on war strategies if there were any, and trade routes for
Mm,
preparing for the next discussion. But yes, we
mm.
can we can have 2 more discussions on this topic. It is a very interesting.
Sure.
All
The
right, so I'll.
warfare kind of topic must be researched. I think so. These scriptures, or if we can see the seals clearly depict that there was some kind of conflict and
Yes,
some kind of
yes.
aggression scene.
All right, so I'll stop the recording.
Please.
Yeah.
It was a great session.
Yeah.